Good morning, everybody. I was just leaving the VA. I had to drive an hour out here, but I did not want to do that. My bad, everybody. Dang. My bad. I just left the VA. I had to drive an hour out here. I didn't want to, so I had to get my appointment to pick up my sleep equipment. Look, I'm grateful. Pick up my sleep equipment. To mail it back to them. But I got a few things I want to talk about. I'm gonna get into that in another video. And I'm just going over dotting all my T's. Dotting all my I's, crossing all my T's to make sure I'm healthy. Not gonna keep letting it be told that I'm young and healthy and don't gotta worry about nothing. I go through things every day, and they know that. But I just gotta make sure. You gotta be on top of your health. There's nothing wrong with checking on it before, especially when I know I'm not as physically active as I used to, as I even want to. So yeah, I'm gonna be on it. I want to talk about a few things. Speaking of physically active, go to my notes real quick. I took a note down or something about eating better. I can't wait to do a video for that toward the kids. Kids, make sure y'all get y'all sleep. Sleep gives back energy. The spinal fluid goes to your brain. It cleans out your spinal fluid, your brain, and it's so much important behind sleeping. You guys know when we feel so good to sleep. Y'all are young, so my job is to keep being consistent with the iterations, should I say? Because that's all you need. You need to be reiterated on things. That's my job that I like to do. Do it with my own kids, I'm gonna do it for the rest. Back to what I was saying. Food. What did I put that here? I put society eats, we eat a lot of junk, you know what I mean? And then when it comes to real food, it's considered a diet. No, we ain't doing that. I ain't never been that type anyway, so we working on that too. I'm gonna talk about this week some more discernment, making sure we judge well. Talk about like clothes and that being not just black people, but a lot of people, period, but mainly black people. And it started kind of with us, but black people putting more value into the clothes. Damn. As if it's some kind of, that just hit the corner of my knee and rocked my knee like something crazy. Not like the way that, dang, man, I don't need things to hit my knee. But anyway, only asset is like clothes and stuff like that. You can't live like that. Not at all. You can't do that. Clothes shouldn't mean nothing about the person. I go through that down here at West Jam. My kids go through that because they handsome, young brown skins, clean hair, looking good. Know what they talking about, a little bit above their age, and what they gotta go through. People assuming they supposed to know the latest and greatest and all this and that. The latest? No, we only gonna know the greatest. We ain't learning about know the latest when it comes to fashion, sports even. We'll We'll look up to some of the brothers and sisters that's in the sports world because they still do great things. I ain't gonna knock them for the path they chose. That's great, commendable. But we ain't looking up to nobody with clothes and fashion. Never. And that's something I used to do when I was growing up. Ain't doing it no more. And that's how the world changed. The thing is, I realized that people don't want the things that stuff like that to change because when they was younger, it was all lit. Come on, man. It was all lit to have clothes. It was lit to be the one fresh. Well, time to change it. Got the same younger ones that want people to do the dumb crimes that they rap about. And then as soon as they do it, we laughing at them. Or y'all laughing at them. I've been laughing at people doing dumb crimes that they rapped about. I ain't say go out and do it. You shouldn't want to do it. You shouldn't be talking about it. You shouldn't be doing it. Anyway, we're going to get some more topics. This is more for the week. And then I heard on Charlamagne this morning. Charlamagne always talks about because he came back this morning in the Breakfast Club. Projecting pain on the others, go get therapy, you know what I'm saying? Go get it. The important thing about therapy is something I'm doing too, and I'm getting my therapy started back up in February again. You gotta have another opinion, outside opinion. It's true. I don't like to believe it, but it's true. It is true, and you gotta be honest when you go in there. Start with that, and then we'll see what we get from there. He also mentioned about a little quote, but Bruce Lee said, be like water. I love that. I always knew that though, but you like water, be ready to adapt and change. Water, what happens with water? You put it in a bottle, it forms into that bottle. You put water in the cup, it's gonna form into that cup. Be like that. You know what I'm saying? Be adaptive, be ready to change. All right, that was only 5 minutes about the things going on this week. I had a few more things I want to talk about for the week too, though. I want to talk about my experience at Bridge Valley Technical College when I have hemorrhoids, and I've been doing real good with them, much better honestly. Eating more fiber, drinking more water, drinking less beer, not straining myself, these particular things. And the lady did, a black lady too, I thought I was lying about it because her son has IBS and he poops on himself. Like, I'm not disrespecting nobody has IBS, but I don't poop on myself. I have hemorrhoids. If you didn't know what that was, but this is over 2 years ago, and I still deal with these issues because I don't even want to go back to that school. But I'm always constantly being referred to go back there. I only want to go back there because of her. But we're going to get more than that too, though. But anyway, that's going to be the end of this week. I want to talk about people saying the N-word. White people saying the N-word. And black people too. We're going to get into that as well this week. But, real quick, I want to touch on Damar Hamlin. I don't want to spend too much. I just want to send some love back to Damar Hamlin. I heard he's doing better. He sent out, a tweet of him giving out the heart. Shout out to him and his family. His uncle been keeping us up in the mix. What's been going on. That's been real nice and real appreciated. And what else? Excuse me. I just had it in my head. Damar Hamlin, what else did he do? His fundraiser for his youth fundraiser is at $8 million right now. It was at 1 point something. It hit like early when it first happened, his situation happened. So that's awesome. That's really awesome. He's doing better. He's gonna get paid too. He's getting his benefits, which is great. So I did see some talk about that. That was the only side of this whole situation I was interested in to hear about when it comes to getting paid, because he was a 2-year athlete, and we want to make sure he gets what he's entitled to. Which I thought it would be obvious he gets paid. He collapsed while he was at work. Clearly, something's gonna happen when it comes to, financial sides and monetary, whatever. I automatically assume that, but that might not be the case for everything. But it was a good little conversation. I saw it when I saw it. With that being said, Damar Hamlin. Okay, why did the Steelers do the CPR thing? Why did they do that? Why they do that? It ain't even about being sensitive. It's about the fact that right now we know what just happened. You got to make a conscious effort to be like, I'm not even going to celebrate that way. I'm not even going to respond in that way. If my guy down on the ground, let me do something else. Like, your brains automatically came down. Come on now. Y'all banged up that bad you couldn't even think of that? Nah, man. Because if it was your people's, if it was your people's, you might have not done that. You wouldn't even thought about it. And that's a fact. That's a fact. If anybody on the Steelers would have had any issues, like how that young man did, it wouldn't even been done like that or brought up. That celebration wouldn't even happen. So that's what's more important. I never talked about Skip Bayless and what he said. I think it was insensitive. People think it wasn't. It was. And bad timing, which would make things insensitive. We don't care about the season right now. Things happen to this young man, especially me. I'm not even a football lover, so of course I'm coming like this. But even a football lover should have felt like this. A Bills fan should have felt like this. We don't know what y'all feel like when it comes down to something that's truly important, besides your own entertainment. Who knows what y'all would have felt like. But I'm telling you how I felt. But with that being said, Skip Bayless had a tweet. He also had a tweet before that. That tweet that blew up was saying that he hopes he feels better and everything like that. That was something he'd never seen in NFL history. Very relatable tweet. But then it got to a tweet where he mentioned that he was wondering about the rest of the season that seemed so irrelevant, and he was just wondering. Now, we already know that. We all question that. I get it. We have bettors out there. We have players out there that want to know what's going on. The season is over. It's playoffs now. That was a Monday night game. Now, what I'm wondering is, they have playoff games again. There's playoff games again. Not again. On Monday, there's going to be a playoff game. Now, that's very, 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 very interesting, because I knew that was going to happen, so I turned up on the highway. That's very, very interesting, because they're going to make this a short week for them. Like, how can y'all do that? Like, that's putting them more at risk. These players that got to play on Monday. That's how I feel. We never seen that before, but since I'm familiar with football, the times apart from the games are there for a reason. Those days are used every day, every hour is used to the T. So I'm with that. But I'm not understanding. I don't know. The football, the business has to keep going, man. That just sucks. Like, and maybe they're going to talk about perform after the season when they feel like they got more time. You got time now. But I get it. It's holding up a lot of other jobs, a lot of other people. I guess I get it. I really do. But man, that was just a weird and unexplainable situation. I mean, there is explanation for it, but it was just very weird and almost heartbreaking. It was heartbreaking. He survived, but that was just very sad to see. And then all the dilemma around it, confusion, whether we should keep going or not. Come on, man. Discernment. We just talked about that. Discernment. I never think. Okay, we talked about Skip. I'm not going to go on too much about that. I want to talk about the kids that, the 6-year-old that killed their teacher, man. A 6-year-old killed his teacher? A 6-year-old murdered his teacher. I would tell him my son more because my son actually saw that, and I usually don't tell him about stuff like when West Virginia had the scare about the bomb threat, or the threat towards the school shooter. I didn't tell him. I still didn't tell him. My father-in-law passed away. My wife's father. I didn't tell him. Don't know when I will, and honestly don't even really plan on it right now because I need them to be focused, and I will change their little hearts and their emotions. So I remember growing up and having death right around us because my family is from New Jersey, so you know how it is when you grow up somewhere where your entire family is. So the death happened, everybody knows. So you can build with that. Mentioning to him about deaths that happen far, far away is like so iffy for a parent, man. So I don't know, man. We need our kids to stay so focused, and it's like when we mention it, now he's gonna be thinking about that. He couldn't even have this person. He could have had this time with them. That's a lot for them. I don't know when I'm ever gonna mention it because it's like later on. He's looking forward to speaking to him every day. But let me get back. So what I would tell my son was, because I would tell him about, I'm like, man, 6-year-old. All I could imagine was that me and my son. I have a 6-year-old, but I can't never see my son doing it. I'm gonna be 100% certain I will never see my son do that. But this is 100% the parent's fault, not the child's fault. This is the child's fault for sure. That child is smart as hell, because my 6-year-old is smart as hell. But this is the parent's fault for sure. I don't know where the child got it from. We clearly know the child know where to go to get it. Problem one, the child was quiet enough to keep it all under the wraps in his book bag, take it to school. Draw down on your teacher. What else? Man. You can't do this, people. We can't do this. We need to do something. I see all these other countries. I follow a lot of other countries on Twitter and a few other places, and I keep up with news from other countries. Me not being from out of another country, but I'm from Trinidad. My family and stuff. But born in New Jersey, but raised in New Jersey. But I do keep up with a lot of what's going on in the world. I tweeted something yesterday that was kind of funny, not about the situation, but if I start seeing news pop up on my timeline and on my YouTube subscription timeline, I feel like I'm not looking up nothing important. I feel like, and I was around the same time I kept seeing people from other countries talking about America's gun laws. And I'm just like, wow. I remember when I was in Italy and in Spain, but I was with the military too. And when you go into deployment with the military, I've been on one, but I can speak on it like this. When you go, you just feel comfort, like you feel comfortable wherever you at. Even when we was over there in Jabal Ali, where we got into a collision, it's still you feel comfortable wherever you at. Like the discernment that you have in you, the vigilance you have in you, steers your movements, your direction. Especially me as young man, I wasn't much of a drinker growing up, if at all. So it's like, yeah, I had a focus. An awareness to me for sure. Like, well, it was so much because I was astounded, like, by being somewhere else. Like, I never thought I would, and I'm pretty sure most of us couldn't. That child, he can't imagine what it would have been like the next day with that teacher. What I'm saying is that they can't see, they can't speak, they can't think for themselves. They can't speak for the future. When I say they can't speak, they can't see the future. They can't think for themselves of what the future holds. You got to be in your child's life every day. You got to find out how their day is. I ask my child every day how his day is going, how it was, and this and that. I ask him every day, what are you nice to the teachers? What are the teachers nice to you? What are the students nice to you? Were you nice to the students? I ask these, it may seem like nothing by asking these questions. And I may get a yes sometimes. I may get a yes most of the time, honestly. And now I get it, whatever I know, sometimes whatever, and then we get an explanation, but I get to the bottom of it and let them know who could have been wrong in whichever situation it might have been, whoever was involved. It's very important to do that. It's consistency reiterated. Now you gotta keep going. You gotta micromanage the kids, man. Come on. Parents' fault for sure. That was the parents' fault for sure. But at the same time, yeah, America's gun laws do need some working, and you know, you just feel comfortable being in other countries for real, like, and then you see them talking about it. But you know, violence is everywhere too. But I'm just saying, like, we just willy-nilly with the guns, and we been do that. What we gonna do about that? A teacher. Rest in peace to that teacher. Forgive me for not knowing the name. I did know the name of the Spanish teacher the last time. I apologize. I apologize. I should know that person's name. I don't even know if it was a woman or a male, and I do apologize so bad that I don't know the name. The child's name, I apologize. I don't even know his name. I need to actually get a camera, like a GoPro, so I can start recording it and go home and do it, and I can have my phone and look stuff up, or have my information ready. Cause my notes, I just write notes down. I don't have like articles down most times. But that's all I want to get into right now. It's gonna be a great week. Apologize if the video getting that long. I'm gonna have my regular setup. I was gonna go to a car wash and vacuum out the car and then like put it up and talk to y'all that way. There's gonna be different ways I'm gonna talk, but there's always gonna be something positive. Like, if you're not positive, you can just keep going on with whatever you got going on in your life. Don't involve other people in your negativity, because other people can't think for themselves. They can't have the wherewithal enough to tell themselves, man, I need to get away from him. I mean, I don't know what he talking about, why he putting this on me. They don't even realize they having something put on them. It is. I don't allow that at all. At no type of way at all. Should have became a teacher, man. But this is a few different subjects. I appreciate your time as always, for real. It's pretty cold right now. It's like 30-something degrees. I don't know why I walked out just like this. I got a hoodie and a vest, but I walked like, you know, a block or so to go to my appointment from the VA and all this and that, and feeling a little cold, but that's how I catch up, get cold. So, and get a cold. So I should have did that. But anyway, get bundled up, stay bundled up. It's still a little cold this morning. Happy belated birthday to my mother. My mother's birthday was yesterday. I love you, Mom. I love you. We're about to get into the rest of the week, y'all. Blessings be upon everybody. Hit the next button about the channel. You can put your seat back up now.